and welcome to another video from Change Tips and Tools. And it's me, Phil, the Brummie that hails from Birmingham, England. And I'm here today with another Power Query video. And in this one, I'm going to show you how to solve another problem that you or your users may create. And what I'm talking about is when you change a column name in one of your tables and how it destroys all your Power Queries. And I'm going to show you how to overcome this easily. So let's do this. So here I am with a table. I've got some queries running off it. I've got a calendar being generated off the data in this table. Now, there's a copy of the Excel file in the description. Just click the link and download that file so you can follow along. Now you watch what happens if I change a column name here. So if I change product to products, hit return, you look what happens to the queries over here, and all of a sudden I get exclamation marks and they can't run. And the reason being is that if I right click on one of these and do edit, when I click on source, everything's fine. You can see there's products, what I changed the table name. However, the next step in this query, and you could have multiple steps in your query, is expecting this product's name, and I've changed it to products, so it breaks. Same with the calendar, because this has broken, the calendar that generates off that also breaks. So there's a way to overcome this. So let me just close this down. Let's change this back to product, like so, and hit return, and everything should fix itself like magic. So everything's working again. Let me show you how you can put a line in your query, and it's basically using the rename capability to overcome this. So watch. So if I right click on here on the sales data query and do edit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on source here, and if you think about this, what I'm going to utilize is the column numbering in here. So instead of using the names here, I'm going to think about it as numbers. So this column would be 0, products be 1, customer 2, quantity 3, and so on. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. So that's what we're going to use. I'm going to right click on source and I'm going to do insert a step after. I'm going to do insert, so it's created this custom step here. So I'm going to right click on it, and remember, when you are creating Power Queries, you don't actually change the source data. However, a bit like a macro, a Visual Basic macro, it's recording the steps, so it relies on you keeping the same naming conventions, right? So if you change a column name in your table, it breaks, and this is going to fix it. So I'm going to rename this as dynamic columns, like so. So I know what the step is. It's always good to rename your steps. And up here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so I can expand it. And I'm going to get rid of source, right? Now, what I want to do here is I want to, and ignore this for a second, is expecting me something. So I'm going to start typing table. I'm going to do rename, start doing the R there. So R, I'm going to do rename columns. So there you go, rename columns, right? And then I'm going to do the open bracket here, and I'm going to start typing source, which is the previous step here. Source, I'm going to select that. Now, when you're renaming a column, you would typically do comma, you do an open curly bracket, you'd say what the previous name is. So if I do, let's do date in brackets, and I do comma, and I type, let's do again dates, yeah, like so. That would be renaming the column from date to dates. Yeah, that's the same as double clicking on the column heading and retyping the name, or clicking rename on a column heading and type it in this is the type of code it's going to be putting in there. But what we want to do, instead of using the text, I'm going to use, so first of all, what I'm going to do here is, because you can do multiple renames in here. So you can see this, it's rename columns. So you could have rename one column, and the context would be another curly bracket. You do original, yeah, you do comma, you do new. Then after that, I would then separate them by doing comma, and then do another open curly bracket, and again do original, the next original, and so on, and break it up that way. Right? So that's how you can rename multiple columns in there. But as I say, the way that I'm going to do it is, so if I do open curly bracket again, there, I'm going to do open curly bracket again. Now what I want to type in here is table column, and I'm looking for table column names. Again, I'm going to do an open, normal open bracket, and I'm going to type source again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to the right of that closed bracket, and I'm going to do another open curly bracket. Now, so remember, my columns are 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's do 0 here as the first column. Then all I'm going to do is do a comma and do what the name is. So I'm just going to put this to the original name, which is date. Yeah, that was the first column. I'm then going to go to the right. I'm going to do comma, let's do open curly bracket, and let's do the next column, which is products. Yeah, so I'm going to do table, column names, I'm going to do open bracket and do source again. Yeah, I'm then going to do, go to the right of source, do another open curly bracket. The next column product is 1, so that's number 1. So remember, it's 0, 1, 2, and 3, up to 5. I'm going to go to the right of that closed curly bracket and do comma, and then I'm going to do product, like so. Just hit the tick there. So that works. If I go to here, everything's still working. So let me do close and load. Now watch, if I go to products now and I add the S again, look what happens. Everything's fine. Nothing's broken. It's fine. It's allowed me to change that heading. So as long as the structure of your table stays the same, then your Power Queries will work with this solution. Now, if I change customer to customers, because I didn't put a rename on that column, yeah, so over here, it breaks again. Right click on this and do edit. And let's go to dynamic columns and let's add the rest of the columns here. Yeah, let's fix those as well. So I'm going to click to the right of the last one there on this step. I'm going to do comma, open curly bracket, and then going to do table, column names, open bracket, do source, select source from that drop down. We go right to the right of source. So the next one is going to be customers, and that's going to be column 2. Customer, I'm going to do an open curly bracket, 2. I'm going to go to the right of the next curly bracket and do comma, and then put it back to customer, because that's what it's expecting in this step. So if I do customer, like so, and let's just do tick, check it works. Click here, and look, it's now working, it's fine. So let's add the other columns, which is quantity, unit price, and total sales. So I'm going to click to the right of customer on here, on this step. I'm going to do comma, open curly bracket. I'm going to do table, names. I'm going to do, let's do a few so you can get used to this, and do source. Oh, let's get that right. There you go. Do source. Go to the right of it. Curly brackets. So the next one, which is going to be quantity, is going to be, so we've done 2 there, so it'll be 3. Let's go to the right of it and do comma, and that's going to be quantity. Yeah. And I'm just going to do the tick. I test it each time just to make sure I've got it right, the syntax. As you see, I do typos. So I'm going to do the next one, which is going to be a unit price there. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, column number 4. So again, I'm going to do an open curly bracket. No, I'm going to do a comma first, then an open curly bracket, do table, column names, open bracket, type source, go to the right of that closed bracket, do an open curly bracket, and let's do that column. So 0, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Yeah. I'm going to go to the right of that curly bracket there and do comma. And again, so we're going to do, so we've done quantity, let's do unit price. Do the tick. Again, that works. Again, I'm going to click to the right of the last one I did, do comma, open curly bracket. This should be the last one. I'm going to do table, column names. I'm going to do an open bracket, type source. Go to the right of that and do an open curly bracket, and let's do 4. But no, it's going to be 5, isn't it? That's column 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I'm going to go to the right, do comma, and this is going to be total sales. I'm going to do a tick. Then I'm going to do a close and load. Wonderful. Let's add some more data. Let's take this data here. Do control copy, sales data. I only need that. Sales data. Then do control V. Seems to work. And again over here, we do a refresh data. In fact, let's change the name up here as well. Let's just do sales price. And again, everything seems to be fine. Nothing's breaking now. It's working. I can do data refresh here. And we're all good. Everything is working and calculating. I can now change the column prices. Sorry, I can now change the column name to column prices. I can change the column names whenever I want, and it doesn't break my queries just by doing this simple trick. And that is where I'm going to end today's video. So remember, if you ever have to rename your columns, or your client asks you to rename your columns, you no longer have to reverse engineer all your queries and all the steps afterwards where it's impacted with that little cheat that I just showed you. If you found it useful, please remember to click that like, subscribe, and smash that notifications button for future content. And as always, I wish you an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Please take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video on Change, Tips and Tools. Bye bye now.